This brand new campervan makes a $150,000 American RV look like a bad joke. A full wet bath with a real shower, in something just under 20 feet long. And when you hear what Bürstner charges for it, you are going to want to check that number twice, because nothing this small should cost this little. Let's take a look.
Motorhome luxury.
This is the Bürstner Papillon PC 6.0. Bürstner is a German builder based in Kell, owned by the Heimer Group. Before the 2026 season, the company tore up its own catalog, killed most of its model program, and rebuilt from almost nothing. 3 vehicles survived. This is the cheap one, designed around a single question: what does a campervan actually need? Their answer has a name: reduce to the van. Start at the front. Underneath sits a Citroën jumper on the low-frame chassis, a 2.2-liter diesel making 118 or 138 horsepower, driving through a 6-speed manual. The face is flat, plain, and completely undecorated. There is no styling here at all, and no attempt at any. Walk down the passenger side to the sliding door. This is where it gets obvious. A lot of white panels and very little glass, because side windows cost extra everywhere except the seating area. No awning either. Even paint that is not white is an option you pay for. Every one of those is an optional extra. The awning, the windows, the color, all of it sits on a price list rather than on the van. Now come round to the driver's side. There is a service flap here for the shore power inlet, and that is about all there is. Look for the one thing every camper van in this class has, and you will not find it. There is no toilet cassette hatch. And that is not an oversight. It is the single most interesting decision Bürstner made on this vehicle. I will show you why when we get to the bathroom. That is the whole story of the outside. Every surface out here is somewhere Bürstner chose not to spend your money, which leaves one place for it to be. Open the door and step up. The answer arrives before you have finished climbing in, and it is height. 6 feet 3 inches of standing room, floor to ceiling, so most people can stand up and get dressed rather than crouching on a mattress. The bed runs across the back of the van. 6 feet 1 inch long, 4 feet 11 at the wide end, tapering to 4 feet 7 at the foot. 2 people, comfortably, provided you like each other. Now watch what it does. The slatted base hinges upward and locks in place, and what was a bed becomes the backrest of a sofa. The whole rear of the van turns into a lounge in one movement. Look at what that leaves you behind it. The rear garage stops being a low locker and opens up tall. That is what you were looking into through the back doors. 2 bicycles standing upright, 2 electric scooters, surfboards, a folded kayak, whatever you brought. Want your bed back? Fold it down again and you are sleeping in it tonight. You lose the tall space, though not all of it. There is still storage underneath, and that is where one very important item lives. We will come back to it. So which is it going to be today? Sleep tonight or carry gear this morning? You pick every single day, and Bürstner is not going to pretend the trade does not exist. Turn toward the front, and you find a half dinette with 4 seats, though only 2 of them are belted as standard. The belt frame with ISOFIX is an option you have to order, so tick that box before you plan on carrying anybody back there. Overhead lockers run along both walls above the seating, the kitchen, and the bed. And here is the thing you will not find anywhere in this van: a gas locker. There isn't one. Not under the bed, not in the floor, not outside. Why there is no gas locker is the next thing I need to explain. The kitchen runs along the driver's wall. A stainless sink, deep drawers below, cabinets above, and a cutlery drawer that pulls from the side rather than the front so it clears the aisle. The sink cover doubles as a cutting board and drops flush into place, turning the sink into working counter space the moment you are not using it. In a van this narrow, that one piece of plastic is the difference between preparing a meal and assembling one over the drain. A multifunction rail along the backsplash takes the rest. Cooking is 1 induction burner, not 2, and no refrigerator. There it is. In its place, a drawer with a 12-volt outlet wired into it, sized for a compressor cooler box you supply yourself. Sounds like a cost cut? Here is the actual trade. If you already own a decent compressor cooler, and plenty of RV lovers do, you have avoided paying twice for something sitting in your garage. Drop yours in the drawer, and you are finished. If you do not own one, Bürstner will sell you a 34-quart box built for that slot. Or, and I checked this because it sounds too good to be true, they will build a proper compressor refrigerator into the end of the kitchen block for you. A real one, plumbed into the furniture, for about $1,500. The hole in this kitchen is optional. What you lose is simplicity. A fixed refrigerator is just there, running off the house battery without you thinking about it. A cooler box in a drawer is something you load, level, plug in and manage, and it holds less. It is a compromise, and I'm not going to dress it up. What Bürstner gains is a van that leaves the factory without that cost buried in the price. What you gain is the choice. And that choice is exactly what paid for the bathroom, which is where we are going next, because it is the best thing in this van. In 19 feet 8 inches, Bürstner fitted a real bathroom, not an outdoor rinse hose, not a cassette wedged under a bench, a room with a door that closes, a floor that drains, a shower and a sink that folds flat against the wall when you are done. There is no shower curtain, because the entire compartment is the cubicle. Bürstner calls it a variobad, and the name is doing real work. One small room, asked to be 3 rooms depending on the hour. Now, the missing hatch on the driver's side. Here is the answer. There is no toilet in the bathroom. It is optional, and when you order one, it lives on a pull-out drawer under the rear bed. You choose from 3, a chemical cassette, a dry separating toilet, or the Clasana X1, which seals waste into welded film rather than a tank you carry across a campsite. Even the roof vent is an option. So the shower is standard and the toilet is not, which sounds backwards until you remember the philosophy. Bürstner built the thing you cannot retrofit, a waterproof room with a drain in the floor, rather than the thing you can buy in a shop on Saturday. 21 gallons of fresh water on board, and 24 gallons of gray waste capacity. The waste tank is deliberately larger than the fresh tank, so you can run the fresh side completely dry without ever worrying about where the water underneath is going. Heat comes from a Truma Combi 4D. That is a diesel heater, and it drinks from the jumper's own fuel tank, so there is no propane bottle to find, refill, or run out of at 11 at night in February. Electricity comes from a 100 amp-hour lithium battery as standard, which you can upgrade to 150. And now the sentence, Bürstner will not put in their brochure. This van is completely gas-free from the factory. No gas locker, no bottles, and in Europe, no gas inspection to pay for every few years. That is genuinely clever engineering. But gas-free means the cooktop has to be induction, and induction is a serious electrical load. So how far off-grid can you actually go? Park somewhere remote with no shore power, and that single burner becomes a countertop with a nice finish. Bürstner knows this. That is why there is an option for a stowage compartment under its own flap, sized for a portable cartridge stove. They left you the room and the cover, they just do not sell you the burner. Off-grid, in the cold, you will sleep warm, wash properly, and be entirely comfortable. You will just be cooking on something you bought yourself. It is tempting to call this a cheap camper van. It is not. It is a camper van with the expensive things deliberately left out, and a list of them you can buy back one at a time, in the order you actually need them. 4 of those options change what the van is. A pop-top roof adds 2 more berths measuring 6 feet 7 by 4 feet 3, turning a 2-person van into a 4-person one. A toilet turns the bathroom into a bathroom, a refrigerator fills the hole in the kitchen, and an automatic gearbox in place of the 6-speed manual changes what it is like to drive all day. There are dozens more beyond those 4, from swivel seats to a bigger 24-gallon diesel tank, and none of them are standard. Most manufacturers take that same list, build it in, average the cost across every unit they sell, and hand you one number that quietly includes a refrigerator you did not want and a leather steering wheel you will never notice. Bürstner unbundled the entire thing, so you arrive at the configurator as a buyer making decisions rather than a customer receiving them. Now it gets uncomfortable, because there are 2 real problems here and you deserve to hear them out loud. 1. No fixed refrigerator. The logic is sound, but the drawer decides how much cold storage you get, and a drawer is smaller than a cabinet. 2 people on a weekend will never notice. Load this van for a fortnight, or for a family, and cold food is the first thing you run out of. 2. The cooktop is chained to shore power. Bürstner built a gas-free van and then handed you a single induction burner, which is an elegant answer to a problem most campers do not have and a genuine obstacle for anybody who wants to park somewhere remote and cook dinner. Bürstner is honest about this, and I will give them full credit for it. Most manufacturers are not. They build the options in, charge you anyway, and call it standard equipment. So let me put you in the configurator, the refrigerator, the toilet, and the gas-free setup with the induction burner. 3 decisions Bürstner handed you instead of making for you. Which ones are you ticking? All 3, or would you leave one of them empty and spend the money somewhere else? Tell us below, because I suspect you will not all pick the same one. So let us line them up properly. On equipment, not on badges. Bed for 2, wet bath with a real shower. Cooktop, lithium power, just under 20 feet. Brand new, factory built, factory warranty. In the United States, the cheapest new Class B camper vans start in the mid-$70,000s. Models like the Thor Freedom Elite 17D and the Coleman 17D sit right around there, both on the Ram ProMaster, both with a full kitchen and a flip-up rear bed over a storage garage. Familiar, is it not? That is the same layout logic you have just watched Bürstner use. So move up to the cheapest American vans that do have an enclosed wet bath, the Thor Rees 18M and the Jayco Comet 18C. And now we have to be careful, because there are 2 prices in America and they are nothing like each other. Now, dealers discount hard, so the street price on those vans often lands under $100,000. That is a real saving and you should go and negotiate it. But nobody discounts the Bürstner, because Germany does not sell camper vans that way. So the only fair comparison is sticker against sticker. What the factory asks, against what the factory asks. So here is what the American factories ask. The Thor Rise 18M, $149,000. The Jayco Comet 18C, $158,000. Hold those 2 numbers in your head, because Bürstner publishes theirs as well, and theirs is the one I told you to check twice. 44,000 euros. $50,000 for a brand new camper van with a wet bath, a shower, lithium power, and a factory warranty. The Thor Rise 18M lists at $149,000. So on the manufacturer's own numbers, the American van, with the same capability, costs almost 3 times as much. 2 more things, because I promised honesty. That price went up. This van launched at 40,000 euros. For model year 2027, it is 44. And Bürstner could not hold the original number. And remember the options. Tick every box, and you pass 60,000 euros, roughly $70,000. Even fully loaded, it undercuts every American van on this list. And now the part you are going to hate. You cannot buy this Bürstner in America, not at any price. It is not approved for sale here. There is no dealer network, and there is no warranty behind it. It exists, it works, it does everything you have just watched it do, and it is on the wrong side of an ocean. This is not for somebody who wants to move their house onto wheels. It is for somebody who still wants to camp, warm and clean and dry in a vehicle that fits in a parking space. I said at the start that this makes a $150,000 RV look like a bad joke. Now you have the number. If this went on sale in America tomorrow, would you buy it, or would you still take a trailer? Want to see an even cheaper camper van? I can hear you thinking, how? Click on it, and we'll see you soon at a new luxury motorhome.